Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Sports Sphere. Tole here, Nicholas Lampiris and Stephen Lucas off this week. Some great playoff NBA and NHL action to talk about, so let's get into it. Hurricanes shut out Senators in Game 1. Logan Stankoven and Taylor Hall scored and Frederik Andersen came through with a big third period performance in net to help the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Ottawa Senators 2-0 on Saturday to open their first round playoff series. Carolina can take a 2-0 lead in the best of 7 series on Monday night in Raleigh. Carolina coach Rod Brind'Amour had gone with Andersen's veteran experience as the starter, and it paid off for the Eastern Conference's top seed. Andersen finished with 22 saves, including back-to-back stops on a third-period power play that had Ottawa buzzing with quality chances in a 1-0 game. One of those was initially ruled a tying goal on Drake Batherson's rebound attempt at the top of the crease, only for a replay review to overturn the call in showing Andersen had gloved the loose puck as it bounced off his skate near the post. Moments later, he had another when Ottawa captain Brady Tkachuk had position at the top of the crease, only for Andersen to fall back and make the stop with his legs in a sequence. By the final moments, Andersen and the Hurricanes were holding up against Ottawa, spending most of the last 2.5 minutes with a 6-on-4 advantage after pulling Linus Ullmark for the extra attacker with the Senators on the power play. It was a physical game with hard hits, little open space, and chippiness throughout. It started when captains Tkachuk and Jordan Staal of Carolina, locking up in an immediate fight, drawing in the moments before the opening faceoff before throwing punches, crashing into the ice, and then heading to the box just 3 seconds into the game. Stankoven got Carolina on the board early in the second period, took a feed from Jackson Blake as he skated into the slot to slip the puck under Ullmark's left pad. That line struck again in the third, with Blake poking a puck loose after an Ullmark stop and sending into the crease, where Stankoven skated in to clean it up and sent the puck off Hall's skate for the 2-0 lead. Hurricanes are in the playoffs for the 8th straight year, reaching the Eastern Conference Final in 2 of the past 3 years, and in this current run that began in 2019. The Senators are in the playoffs for the 2nd straight year after a 7-year postseason drought since a 7-game loss in the 2017 Eastern Conference Final. Ullmark finished with 27 saves for Ottawa, which had surged since late January to secure the second wildcard spot in the East. The Senators also had top pair defenseman Artem Zub exit early with an undisclosed injury after taking 2 second-period shifts. Green didn't have an update when he spoke with reporters afterward and said the team would know more Sunday. Slavkovsky's hat-trick lifts Canadians to OT win over Lightning in Game 1. Juraj Slavkovsky scored his 3rd power play goal, 1:22 into overtime, and the Montreal Canadiens beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3 in Game 1 of their first-round series on Sunday night. Slavkovsky fired a snapshot from the left circle that beat Andrei Vasilevsky to the far side for his first career postseason hat-trick. Game 2 is Tuesday night at Benchmark International Arena, where Tampa Bay has lost 9 of its last 10 home games in the postseason. The Lightning are 1-11 in their last 12 overtime games in the playoffs. Josh Anderson also had a goal for Montreal, and rookie goalie Jakub Dobej made 20 saves. Brandon Hagel scored 2 goals, and Darren Radish also scored for Tampa Bay. The Lightning have been knocked out of the playoffs in the first round 3 straight seasons after falling 2 wins shy of a three-peat in 2022. The Canadiens, coached by Lightning icon, Hockey Hall Hall of Famer Martin St. Louis are seeking their first Stanley Cup since winning their NHL record 24th in 1993. They haven't won a playoff series since the Lightning beat them in the Cup final in 2021. Hagel's power play goal, a tip in off a precise pass by Jake Gensel, 8:58 into the third, tied it at 3-3. A few minutes after, Slavkovsky's shot from the high slot slid under Vasilevsky's left pad for a short-lived lead. He one-timed a perfect seam pass from Demidov into the net from the right circle to make it 2-2 in the final minute of the second. Radish tied it at 1 with a powerful slap shot in the second. Lightning went ahead 2-1 just 29 seconds later when Hagel picked up a loose puck from the side of the net and backhanded a shot past Dobej. Montreal's fourth line gave the Canadiens a 1-0 lead in the first when Anderson flipped a top-shelf shot into an open net. Anderson also had a goal overturned by video review midway through the second period. He deflected Mike Matheson's slap shot past Vasilevsky, but it was waved off because his stick was above the crossbar. Oilers rally past Ducks to take Game 1. Kasperi Kapanen's second goal of the game, scored with under 2 minutes left in the third period, lifted the Edmonton Oilers to a 4-3 come-from-behind win over the Anaheim Ducks in the opening game of their first-round playoff series on Monday. Jason Dickinson also scored twice for the Oilers. The Oilers 41-30-11 in regular season play saw star forward Leon Draisaitl return after missing the final 14 regular season games and pick up a pair of assists, as did Jake Wallman. The Oilers are seeking their third consecutive trip to the Stanley Cup final, having lost each of the last 2 seasons to the Florida Panthers, who missed out on postseason play this year. Troy Terry had 2 goals and an assist, and Leo Carlsson also scored for the Ducks, 43-3-6, who are in the postseason for the first time since 2018. The Oilers started the scoring with 2:39 remaining in the first period as Wallman made a long stretch pass to Dickinson, who undressed Dostal with a great move. The Oilers were 35-5 when scoring first this season. Edmonton scored again exactly a minute later as Kapanen took a feed from Draisaitl and then had 2 cracks at his own rebound to score his first of the playoffs. The Oilers outshot the Ducks 14-4 in the first period. Anaheim only needed 19 seconds into the middle frame to make it 2-1 as Terry scored on a huge rebound off a Leo Carlsson shot. The Ducks tied the game 4:38 into the second period as Carlsson returned the favor by banging in a Terry rebound. Anaheim recorded 26 comeback wins this season, tied for the lead with Montreal. The Ducks won 17 games when trailing by a goal and 9 when down by 2. The Ducks took the lead on the power play with 5:31 left in the second as Terry, playing his first career playoff game, sent a shot through traffic in for his second of the night. Edmonton knotted the game at 3 as Radko Gudas blew a tire as a huge rebound on a Matthias Ekholm shot came to Dickinson for his second of the game. The Oilers went up 4-3 with 1:54 left in the third as Vasily Podkolzin made a great backhand pass from behind the net to set up Kapanen's second of the game. McDavid's 138 regular season points were exactly double that of Ducks leading scorer Cutter Gautier's 69. It is the third largest gap between each team's leading scorer in an opening round series in the last 30 years. In Game 1 of their first round playoff series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, Scotty Barnes had 21 points and 7 assists as Toronto fell to the Cavaliers 126-113 on Saturday, leading a young group of Raptors players who had limited or no playoff experience. Despite that, Barnes felt they were not intimidated by a rowdy, sold-out crowd of 19,432 fans at Cleveland's Rocket Arena. RJ Barrett of Mississauga, Ontario led Toronto with 24 points. All-star Brandon Ingram had 17 points on 9 field goal attempts, a step down in his team-leading production in the regular season. Ingram also noted that the Raptors faded at the end of each quarter, allowing the Cavaliers to go on runs that helped them carry the momentum. Another issue was pacing. Toronto's 18.9 fast break points per game were the most across the entire NBA in the regular season. Against the Cavs, they had 3 points on 1 fast break. Rajakovic noted that Toronto missed Emmanuel Quickley, its usual starting point guard, who was out with a mild right hamstring strain. Quickley averaged 16.4 points, 5.9 assists, and 4 rebounds over 70 games for Toronto this season. Jamal Shead made his playoffs debut in Quickley's place, joining a starting 5 that included Barnes, Ingram, Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl. Shead, who is in his second season, started 12 regular season games and averaged 6.6 points and 5.4 assists. Mitchell had 32 points and Harden had a double-double with 22 points and 10 assists. Shead, Jacoby Walter, and rookie center Colin Murray-Boyles all played over 20 minutes apiece in their first NBA playoff games. Game 2 of the best-of-7 series is in Cleveland on Monday. That'll do it for episode 4 of Sports Sphere. Tole here. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.